Hello everybody, today we're going to go through yet another one of my containers here of light bulbs. This one, as you can tell, is filled with high pressure sodium bulbs. Now there's a story behind all of these bulbs in this container. Every single one of these bulbs, and some more that, well, aren't in this container because it's pretty full, actually I got over this past summer of 2017. Now, these bulbs all came out of their own fixtures. They all had a fixture that they belonged to, in other words. And all of those fixtures that I received, which were a lot of them, as you can tell here, I've taken apart. I saved all the ballasts and sockets and parts that I thought were useful. But all of the housings themselves have all been since recycled. But this is the haul that I got over the summer. I kept maybe one or a couple of certain types of fixtures, and I'll hopefully get to making videos of those here in the future as well. But like I said, these are the bulbs from the fixtures that, well, no longer exist. Their ballasts do, and I kept all the parts obviously, but the fixtures themselves are no longer here. But got some pretty cool bulbs out of them, so let's go ahead and get started. Now this particular bulb here, because, well, it's the closest to me, you can tell it's a Philips because we have the green alto there at the top. This is a 70 watt alto. It is interesting to see such a small little arc tube inside of such a big bulb for a 70 watt. Of course, they made these in as small as 50 watt high pressure sodium for this mogul based sized bulb. So pretty unique. We'll get the one oddball out of the way here. This one is a Sylvania 70 watt high pressure sodium bulb. And the interesting thing is I found this inside of a 35 watt high pressure sodium fixture, which I made a video of. I kept only one fixture and the lens off of the one that this one got recycled with. I took the ballast out of that one other fixture and put it into one of my street lights that I also received. And the igniter was bad. And it's probably because this bulb was in the fixture. Obviously it's double the wattage than it should have been. But the bulb still works. Pretty interesting, standard stuff. Here we have another Philips bulb, 70 watt, high pressure sodium. It's pretty dirty. I think it was in use and then I put it back in here. Look at how they did the cement in the base. It's like there's two different types maybe. Interesting, maybe one's for hot and one's for cold. I don't know. Here's a GE bulb. Oh, where's the etch on it? Oh, there it is. This is a GE Lucolux, obviously. LU100, so 100 watt. Made in the USA. Pretty cool. That came out of a post top fixture. This is another 100 watt bulb. This one's made by Sylvania. It's a slightly older one. Still the same design that they use today, but older etch on top. Pretty cool. That one also came out of a post top fixture. Here's another bulb. This one has some weird stuff on it. This one's also 100 watt. And this also came out of a post top fixture. Still works. I obviously tested all these and they work, or else I wouldn't, keep them. But I think the way that all these things are stored, something got on this bulb, and that's why it's so dirty like that. This looks like an older Philips 70 watt bulb. Pretty cool. Maybe it's older, maybe not. Yeah, it is older because we do have the getter down here instead of right there. So it isn't older, before they started doing the green dimple on top. Now the 70 watt bulbs, like this one, all came out of, what were they? LSI fixtures, and I have a video of that on my channel. If I've already posted it, then it's there. If I haven't, then it's coming. But I have a video of one of those fixtures, and they're kind of like a pathway, parking lot, gas station type fixture, whatever I put in the title, but yeah, that's where the 70 watt ones came from. Whole bunch of those fixtures. Here is another 70 watt bulb. This is a newer one by Sylvania. You can tell because the etch is different. We also have a date here on the bottom of 2011. Doesn't look to have too much use on it. Obviously, well, some of these, well, no, I guess not. All the fixtures that these came out of have been out of service for quite a long time. Here is, I'm guessing, 150 watt. Yes, it is, 150 watt. Again, we have a date here on the base. Looks like 2010. These came out of similar pathway lights to the ones that the 70 watt versions, that you can't see off the camera here, that the 70 watt versions came out of. But I didn't keep any of those fixtures. They were too new. I guess they weren't interesting enough to be in the collection. But all of their gear, obviously I saved. You know, I saved things that are obviously useful. But the fixtures take up space and they weren't unique enough. So goodbye with them. Let's see, here is another Sylvania 150 watt. Same exact thing, came out of the same type of fixture. Here is a nice old Sylvania. Sylvania 150 watt, 55 for ballast type there. Lumalux. This is the older design. This is not too, I don't know really. It's an older design, but there's an even older design hiding right there. These older Sylvanias all came out of, oh, what was it? I believe they were floodlights, actually. Yes, floodlights. Pretty big ones. So these bulbs are kind of comically small inside of the light themselves. But again, it was a big fixture. They weren't interesting enough. I believe they were made by Cooper Lighting. The bulb, you know, went up the bottom, and then you had a reflector here to reflect it down onto whatever. You know, it wasn't a side angle flood. It had the bulb where it comes out of the bottom where the ballast compartment and stuff is. But, yeah, pretty cool. Older Sylvania bulb there. Here's yet another one, 150 watt. Same exact thing as the one we just took a look at. We'll wait for those spiral ones because those are the coolest. Here's another Sylvania. This one is 150 watt as well. This is probably the newest one out of those floodlight fixtures. But it's also older because of the etch on top. So we kind of have a evolution of Sylvania bulbs here, which is pretty neat. Now here's one of what looks like 3 of these springy type Sylvanias. Now in a different video, where I have another box of the medium base versions of the high pressure sodium bulbs, they did the same type of design. But let's go ahead and take a look at the etch here. Very cool. They use a spiral type design as a spring, so it's kind of, you know, safe if it gets banged around. It's nice to have that spring there. Then you can see the wire changes, and then it just kind of spirals its way down to connect to the bottom down here. Just such a really unique and cool design. It would be really nice if Sylvania still did this today, but I'm guessing the cost of the metal up here must have cost more than this design that they went to afterwards. Or even this one, which I believe came even after this. But I like this design much better. I think it gives you, you know, the shock resistance, and it's very minimal. It's still very sturdy. You know, we have it coming up right up to the arc tube there, and this holds it very well too. So I don't know why they decided to leave this design in the past, but pretty cool design. Here's another one of the same exact thing, also 150 watt. Here is yet another of the exact same thing. Another 150 watt. They all have that same code on the base. The code being these 5 things here. Here is a Sylvania, I'm guessing by the construction of the bulb. Yep, there's the etch. This one has a different stamp on it. Well, it's a different design too. This looks like a GE, is my guess. Is there an etch on it? Oh my. Oh yes, there is. It's right here. GE Lumalux, 150 watt. Very cool. Simple design. I think GE still does something very similar to that today. At the bottom here, we have a 150 watt Philips Alto with the green top on it. Here is a older Sylvania again with that etch on top. Very cool. It's neat to have a kind of a transition period for Sylvania here. Yet another one of those Sylvania bulbs. another Philips Alto with something in the base. Oh, it looks like a piece of the cement has fallen off. You can kind of see it down there. I'm gonna see if I can find the etch on this. Oh, it's down here. They moved it. 150 watt. All of these 150 watt ones came out of those generic pathway lights that I was talking about. So that's what all these have come out of, except for 6 of them. The older Sylvanias, the old ones with the spiral things, came out of the floodlight fixtures instead. I don't have any of those to share with you either. The floodlight ones, that is. And this is a GE, again, 150 watt. Pretty cool. Made in the USA. I suppose we can see if we can get a look at the... that's not the right side. Okay, that's in the way. The date code that's pressed into the stem of the lamp down there. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video of all of these high-pressure sodium bulbs. I think they're pretty neat. Of course, I also think high-pressure sodium is something that is eligible to be collected because it is now being phased out by LEDs, which I don't like as much as the discharge type bulbs like these. I think these are a much better option. Well, I'm going to go ahead and put all these back in here, and I really do hope you enjoyed this video, and also please comment, rate, and subscribe. And thank you very much for watching.